4-6 et al. Sequence, and in consideration of Executive Order number 103 issued by Governor Murphy on March 9, 2020, declaring a state of emergency and a public health emergency in the state of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was given by 1, public advertisement with sufficient notice herein to the Home News Tribune, New Jersey. 2, filing advance written notice of the meeting with the city clerk's office. And 3, posting the notice of the meeting on the website of the Housing Authority. During the meeting, participants, including members of the public, may be muted by the host. However, there will be an opportunity for them to participate by speaking during the public portion of the meeting, where participants will be unmuted at their request. Roll call, ready?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunlap?
Yes.
Commissioner Walde is not here. Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Commissioner Caldwell?
Here.
Commissioner Giorgiani is not here, and Chair.
Here.
Okay. The Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Son of God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
All right, Chair, we have the consideration of the February meeting minutes.
Okay.
We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
okay. You ready, Chair?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunlap?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Commissioner Caldwell?
Yes.
And Chair.
It was February. I wasn't at that meeting of February.
You're approving your own abstention, I assume? Chair, you're abstaining?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, thank you. My report will stand. We do have one committee, our committee under Dale Caldwell, the Operations Committee met, but there'll be a written report at the next meeting. But I did want to let you know that there was a committee meeting, and that report will be given as part of the board report by the next meeting.
Okay.
There's no unfinished business. Would you like me to go into the new business, Chair?
Yes.
New business resolution number 10 is a resolution ratifying, authorizing, and approving the payment of bills for the month of February 2021. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? Ready for the call? Ready for the roll call, Chair?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunlap,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Caldwell,
Yes.
Chair.
Yes.
Did I see? Oh, no, that's okay. There's two screens. I thought I saw Commissioner Walde. Resolution numbers 11 is a resolution adopting the approved state of New Jersey budget for the New Brunswick Housing Authority.
So
Can we
moved.
get a motion? Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Second was Commissioner Wallace.
Yes.
Okay. So, Chair, as you know, there was a bit of a delay in getting the budgets back. This is our budget for our fiscal year ending June 30, 2021. So it was submitted back to the state back last June, and I know there was a pretty big delay and a pileup because the state had their offices had been closed for some time. So, but this is that budget, and it is now once this action is taken, we'll then send it back to the state for their signature, and at the next meeting, you will actually see the new budget for the fiscal year ending 6/30/22.
Okay.
But we're not.
You ready? You ready? Any questions? Or are you ready for the vote?
Were there any questions?
No, I think Dale was talking on the other phone.
Okay.
Ready?
Sorry about that.
That's right. Commissioner Dunlap,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Caldwell,
Yes.
and Chair.
Yes.
Resolution number 12 is a resolution approving the annual plan for the New Brunswick Housing Authority.
Your motion?
So moved. A motion.
Oh,
Second.
okay. As you know, every year we do an annual plan. It's required by HUD. I will say that we are currently operating underneath the continuing resolution. So a lot of the items in the plan have not been revised to some of the new goals and objectives that the new administration will come out. So I suspect we may need a revision with the plan sometime later this fall, or maybe by the end of the year, but we'll approach that once we get policy matters and items that are promulgated from HUD. But as it stands, we still have to submit it.
Okay. Are there any questions? Okay, no questions? Okay,
Ready? Commissioner
Yes.
Dunlap,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Caldwell,
Yes.
and Chair.
yes,
Resolution number 13 is a resolution awarding and approving the contract for security cameras and maintenance to Comtech in the amount not to exceed $80,000.
can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So Chair, this is a publicly bid annual task. It is a not to exceed amount, and they do the security camera upgrades. This will be the last year of the upgrade. So once we complete this contract, we will have upgraded all of our security cameras. And we'll still have a maintenance contract, but it will be substantially less than this total.
Are there
And
any
it is within the budget, by the way.
Okay, are there any questions? Okay, no questions.
Ready?
Yes,
Commissioner Dunlap,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright, Commissioner Caldwell,
Yes.
and Chair.
yes,
Okay. That's concludes my report, Chair.
okay, thank you. Okay, now at this time, we have 5 minutes for public comment. Okay, Mr. Cradaville?
Yes, good evening, members of the board. Charles Cradaville. I live in New Brunswick, and I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today. I'll start by thanking the executive director for a prompt response to my question about the Schwartz-Robeson Community Room being used as a polling place for the school election. I know some of you may be aware that there's a plan afoot to close down 6 of the 14 voting locations that are normally open for this April 20th school election. And one of the ones that's on the chopping block is the community room at the office there where NBHA is headquartered. And so needless to say, I am disappointed and concerned about that move that would disenfranchise thousands of New Brunswick residents, including the ones who live in the Schwartz homes in Robeson Village and the surrounding area. They would lose their voting place in the epicenter of their community and have to, trek nearly a mile out of their way if they want to vote on April 20th. So I hope that the commissioners agree that this is a bad move and that you'll, like me, raise your voices against it and protect the voting rights of the people who live in the public housing there. I think it's, I know Commissioner Caldwell was just mentioning before the meeting how excited he is about the school budget. And I'm excited to go vote yes for that school budget this year. But as you know, turnout in the school elections is typically rather low. And I think we need to be doing anything we can to improve and increase the turnout and increase people's education and awareness about elections. And closing nearly half the polling places in New Brunswick, especially ones that serve low-income communities, communities of color, senior citizens, that's not the recipe for more engagement, involvement, and empowerment. We need to do better. And so I again thank Executive Director Clark for getting back to me. And so you all know he got back to me to say that the Housing Authority building is available should the city want to use it as a polling location. And so I'm glad that that's the case. I hope that the city does change its course here and it's never too late to do the right thing. I hope that the right thing is done and that all 14 polling locations, including the community room, are restored. So that's all I wanted to say tonight. And thank you, Mr. Clark, for responding to my question.
okay, thank you, Mr. Cradaville, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you. Okay, there are no more public comments at this time. Anything else from any of the commissioners? Okay, so I'll adjourn this meeting.
You need a motion in a second, and then I got to.
I
Is there a
need
motion in a second?
Second,
So
please.
moved.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Second was Commissioner Wright. Okay.
Commissioner-
Ready for the vote, Chair?
Yes,
Commissioner Dunlap,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Caldwell,
Yes.
and Chair.
yes.
Okay. Thank you all. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Be well, everybody.
Thank you.
See you.